Lessons learned for stronger collaboration between civil society, development partners, and the UN in re-establishing Liberia's rule of law for peace building and development. Let me firstly thank JIPA, a Quaker UN office, for recommending me to the UNDP to make a modest contribution to this dialogue on civil society engagement in strengthening the rule of law for peace building and development in post-conflict Liberia. In retrospection, Liberia's 2003 Comprehensive Peace Agreement in Accra, Ghana, was signed with a commitment to transition from violent conflict to establishing a primacy on the rule of law. This commitment has yielded some results with the help of the Liberian government and international partners. It has provided also opportunity for Liberians to reason and rise up to the occasion to rebuild our war-ravaged and devastated country. In spite of the current peace and security in the country, Liberians generally, however, remain apprehensive with growing anxiety in respect to the uncertain state of the rule of law, access to justice, and human rights, particularly in the wake of army drawdown. Citizens on the large scale still lack trust in the justice system because of unfair labor practices, distributions, and denial of access to justice, especially for the poor, which is frequently reported. It appears to me as though justice is for sale where the highest bidder takes the day. It is increasingly becoming evident that many persons no longer have interest in the court system, so they prefer taking the law into their own hands, which sometimes result into the loss of life and the destruction of property through more action. This, in my view, erodes legitimacy and is a risk factor that can escalate violence in the country. They can seriously erode and undermine the gains that have been made since the end of the Civil War in 2003. The security sector reform has gained much criticism from Liberians for being very slow and not comprehensive. The focus of reforming the security sector has largely been on restructuring and strengthening the capacity of the armed forces of Liberia, with less attention given to the Liberian National Police and other intelligence security apparatuses, such as the Bureau of Immigration and Naturalization, who have serious security responsibilities for ensuring that there is law and order and effective border security. These vital agencies are yet to reach their full capacities to be able to make their statutory mandate ultimately. As a result, border security and domestic crimes such as armed robbery, sexual and gender-based abuse remain high in the country, while many young people who are yet to be properly integrated into society are using crime as a means of survival. Within the dimension of human security, how secure is a man and his family when he lacks the economic standing to feed his family, address their health and educational needs? Where is the loyalty and nationalism of such individual to his country? How does such individual contribute to nation building and national development? Additionally, across the country, as we have seen and heard from Liberians while we travel and work, we hear about police force is highly corrupt. We see evidence of unnecessary checkpoints and locations set up under the pretense of vehicle inspection and drug control, while hindering peaceful movement of citizens for bribes. There are also instances where armed robbers have attacked citizens, and when the police are called upon, they never turn up. Sometimes they come at a very late hour when the robbers have finished their mission and gone. This on the part of the police force continues to weaken delivery of security services and undermine public confidence, hence increasing negative perception of human security and safety in the wake of army drawdown. On the other hand, lack of integrity almost everywhere and at all levels of our country continues to perpetuate injustice, disharmonies, and confusion. It is hardly among individual, family, community, towns, and villages, and among officials of government. The law can be openly broken without any fear of the consequences thereof. Most often, police officers violate traffic laws and other laws and compromise them with law enforcement officers. We have always pointed that no country can develop without respecting the rule of law. Sadly, violating the law in Liberia is a routine business, and there is a very little or no fear of consequences thereof. In my opinion, this is perhaps one of the greatest challenges to Liberia's development as a nation and to the sustainability of peace in our country. Furthermore, lack of integrity coupled with impunity, especially for those who have against the have-nots, perpetuates inequality in society and is a major hindrance to reconciliation in Liberia. In the wake of all this, the incomplete disarmament, demobilization, and rehabilitation program remains a major concern. The DDR was short-lived without a sustained program of psychosocial and physical rehabilitation, especially for thousands of young people battled by the Civil War. After taking away the guns in exchange for money, the rehabilitation of many former fighters stopped there, and they have had none or limited chances to foster their rehabilitation needs. Majority feel isolated and disappointed in their former commanders and warlords, even in the government. Consequently, they live in ghettos as street peddlers, some as armed robbers, surviving on drugs and alcohol, which further exacerbates their trauma and other social dynamics and undermine their own human existence, threatening the security of the state. Way foul. Fostering civil society collaboration with government and development partners. With all this said, the role of civil society is crucial. Now, what can we or should we do under these circumstances as a civil society organization to effectively address the all-over situation? First and foremost, I am of the view that strengthening the capacity of CSO partners is crucial to mobilizing effective action on the rule of law and human rights monitoring, reporting, and advocacy. In turn, CSO partners will be better prepared to mobilize citizen actions in enhancing rule of law, monitoring, reporting, and advocacy in society. Many grassroots CSO lack capacities and requisite human resource base to meet up with the prevailing demand. Fostering collaboration among CSO partners and with the partners and with other partners, including the government of Liberia, is also crucial. One major challenge facing effectiveness and efficiency in the work by CSO is the lack of coherence and cooperation among them in the implementation of their work. We must sensitize Liberians about their rights under the Constitution and other laws and encourage them to make claims and demand public officials, including those elected and appointed, to respect the rule of law. CSO can strategically play lead role in this process, which will reduce impunity and increase accountability from public institutions. As some of you may be aware, that Liberia is still characterized by a dual system of justice, with most part of the country living under the authority of customary or traditional law, especially in the rural areas among traditional leaders, including the chiefs and the zone. Civil society could work with development partners to build their capacity through training, sensitization in a manner that is consistent with the Liberian law and human rights standards when resolving their cases. The role of civil society is also very crucial in the implementation of the National Palava Health exercise in Liberia. An opportunity must be provided, therefore, for civil society to partner and work with the Independent National Human Rights Commission to create awareness on the implementation of the strategic roadmap for national healing, peacebuilding, and reconciliation in Liberia. While it is important to prioritize reconstruction after a violent conflict, it is equally important to make reconciliation an integral part of the reconstruction package. If we do not reconcile properly, we risk a relapse into conflict that will eventually destroy the reconstruction gains we have made. I think reconstruction must go hand in hand with reconciliation if we must consolidate the peace. This process can be integrated into the National Palava Hub program. It is my anticipation that the Liberian government and development partners will strongly support civil society that are already doing this kind of work at the community level. Another area, in my opinion, is that civil society could work with development partners to foster peace and development is around public interest litigation, which seeks a platform to draw attention to areas where gaps exist in our democratic processes that are requiring interpretation and application of relevant laws and policy. Also, CSA can provide other legal services, for example, legal aid, and at the community level create a mechanism to refer cases to be addressed by the appropriate institution, including the National Palava Hub and the regional hubs that have been built around the country. Monitoring and documenting accesses, human rights violations, and injustices. The information generated can be used to analyze trends in a changing situation, which provides early warning signs that can be responded to by appropriate institutions to prevent social tension and crisis. Conclusion. Respect for the rule of law remains, in my opinion, one of the most essential elements required for building sustainable peace and development in Liberia. I'm therefore grateful for this opportunity to contribute to these discussions on strengthening the rule of law in fragile situations. It is my expectation that the discussions today will yield results that will strengthen peace and enhance development to the benefit of Liberia. I hold the view that there is an opportunity for civil society and development partners, including the United Nations, to work together in fostering development and sustaining peace through capacity building, education, communication, and advocacy to enhance and strengthening the rule of law. Thank you very much for this opportunity, and thank you for listening.